How you guys doing? My name is Jimmy Dukes and welcome to this quick first reaction, first review / unboxing. I want to give you my first personal reaction to the unboxing of this NZXT PC Streaming machine that I got. I paid a good amount of money, but I'm happy with it so far. So I'm going to do the unboxing. If you want to check out the timeline, I have it below there. I'm going to do the unboxing. I'm going to talk about the specs. I'm going to talk about some of the RGB things that they don't mention, and then my overall impression. Let's go. Here we go with the unboxing. It was pretty straightforward as far as the unboxing goes. You will need to sign for this, as FedEx required an adult to sign for this package, which is good to know if you're spending this amount of money. I did spend $1,800, which is kind of a high end, but I did use their financing, which is really great. I ended up spending $101 a month for 18 months. Inside the box, there was a paper that kind of gave you a guide on how to connect your keyboard, mouse, and monitors. I had a hard time kind of pulling it out, but I was thinking it was good to know, thinking that it was tightly packaged and nothing probably was shaken off or damaged. I did notice there was a big foam inside the tempered glass. Inside the box, there was a bag full of different things, a bracket, some different connectors for the motherboard, and of course, all the pamphlets for the motherboard, CPU cooler, and graphics card. On the tempered glass, there is some protective film that you will need to pull off, which is pretty easy. When I did take off the foam on the inside, I did notice how clean the cables looked. They were all nice and tight, really professional. So I have everything plugged in. All I have plugged in is 2 monitors, keyboard, and a mouse. I've yet to turn it on. I wanted to record my first reaction to actually it turning on for the first time. The only thing that I noticed it's on is the actual heat sink, and you can see it's NZXT on top. So let's turn it on for the first time. Let's go. All right, lights are on. Looks pretty badass. Let's see if it come up. Okay, keyboard came up. All right, there we go. Now, so this machine should work out of the box from my understanding. It has Windows 10 Home. There we go. Nice. I was in the market to getting something along the lines of just a streaming PC, but then I went ahead and just future-proofed myself, and I went and dropped the money for this. I mentioned in the unboxing that I did go through the financing option and ended up being $101 for 18 months, which I could easily afford. I did the pricing of all the parts separately, and it wasn't too much of a difference. One thing I do like about NZXT that they do offer a 2-year warranty on the parts and the labor, so that's one cool thing. So, all right, I'm gonna get set up and then we'll go over the specs. Alright guys, so the specs part of this video, I'm going to cover what I got. Keep in mind that they're always changing parts, and they'll tell you ahead of time that you'll get this part, but if we don't have it, you'll get something that's equal or better. So as of September 2020, these are the parts that I got. I went with the black case. It looks pretty cool. I do like the white, but I'm going with the black and red theme, so I went with the black case. The AMD Ryzen 7 3700X is CPU that I got. The graphics card is a RTX 270 Super, which is pretty badass. The motherboard is the Gigabyte B450 AORUS Pro Wi-Fi. I did notice when I was looking at this computer in August, they were offering the Tomahawk motherboard. So when I did the comparison of these two, I noticed that this one was actually better, so I ended up working out. The RAM was the same from the last month, was a T-FORCE 16 gigs. The CPU cooler is their NZXT Kraken, which is pretty cool. It has a digital display. You could change the colors, and I'll go into that a little bit later in this video. The storage is 1 terabyte. The power supply was 600 watts. The software was Windows 10, and of course the warranty that I personally like is 2-year warranty in all parts and labor. That's just a peace of mind for me. This time around, when I was looking at all the different parts separately, like I mentioned, it wasn't that much of a difference. So I personally paid for the effort and the convenience, that knowing that they put all those parts together, they do all the management of the wires, and they just send it over. I turn it on and it works. So Now I want to cover some of the features that they don't mention to you. Some of the stuff that's pretty cool is that you could change the color of the RGB of the motherboard, the actual graphics card, and the CPU cooler. So let's go into that. Alright, so one of the things that's pretty cool that I had to find out on my own is that when the computer is sent to you, you turn it on, everything works. And I did notice that there was a software on the desktop, and this one was called RGB Fusion 2.0. So I just double clicked on it, went into it, and I noticed it actually changed the colors of the motherboard itself, which was pretty cool. So I have it in pulse mode. You can see you could put flash, double flash. You can go with the music, random, static, and you could change the colors, which is pretty cool. And they don't mention that to you because when you get the computer, you're just going to get a sheet saying how to connect it. So I figured that out on my own. Another thing too I noticed is that there's this software on the desktop called NZXT Cam, and this is actually a system tool. It actually tells you how your computer's running, and CPU and the temperature. You could actually go to overclock it. When you try to overclock it, it'll tell you it's not recommended, but you can. And this is the other part that I noticed was the RGB on the actual Kraken itself, which is pretty cool. And you could actually change the colors here too. So, you can make it whatever color you want. And you could change it to breathing, fixed, and so on. As you can see, you could change it there. It changes the logo color and the ring. So you can't put like a custom image in there or anything like that, but at least you could change your own color. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I did notice that the colors on the actual graphics card were changing too, but there was no software there. So I went online and I went and looked, and you need a software called Dragon Center. And when you get the Dragon Center, it'll tell you go to let's see, Mystic Light. So here's my graphics card, and same thing here. You can change the colors here and go from there, and you have to apply it. So they don't mention that to you when you get the computer. So I thought it was pretty cool, and I wanted to mention it to you guys. When you're gonna get this, there's gonna be a lot other stuff that you can do with it as far as the colors. All the colors that I'm running with, it's gonna just be red, black and red. And I had the music going with it, and it looks pretty cool too. But when I'm gaming, I just don't want too much flashing. So that's one thing they don't mention to you, which is pretty cool. So there you go. Overall, I'm impressed with the machine so far. I haven't played with it too much. I haven't really thrown any games at it. I've installed all my software. I've used it a little bit for a plane simulator, but I haven't really done much with it. I do stream using a capture card with my Xbox, so I'm looking forward to just pushing everything to use all my overlays and all the alerts. If you want to check me out, I'm on Jimmy Dukes Gaming over at Facebook as my primary and Twitch as my secondary. And we'll see, because eventually I do want to move over just a straight PC gaming, and I want to give myself an honest review after maybe 2 or 3 months of using it, and I could tell you if it's worth the money. Hopefully it is, because if not, it's too late. So hopefully you guys got some good information off of this. I appreciate your time. If you like anything on my page, please consider following. Until next time, peace out, homies.